Quarterback Jayden Daniels working out at LSU's Pro Day today. 9 Patriots coaches, Niner, and executives were in attendance to watch. Daniels only taking part in throwing drills. He also met with the Patriots after the workout. He is expected to be a top 3 pick in this year's draft. Ben Standig, who covers the Commanders for The Athletic, sharing the highlights. Daniels weighing in at just 210 pounds. That is the biggest issue Daniels will face. Those in attendance counted 5 balls that hit the ground, with one of them being a drop. For more, let's bring in our Patriots insider, Phil Perry, along with WEEI.com's Andy Hart. You look at those numbers, Andy Hart, you look at those statistics. What do you think of his day?
The balls hitting the ground, that's kind of a high number for a pro day, if we're being honest. Like, usually it's raving about, oh, he was perfect 72 of 72, and he should be, because it's indoors and it's scripted and it's prepped and it's all his guys. But to me, the biggest number for him coming off the combine and everything that's happened is that weight, the 210. Like, I think there were some people that were like, hey, you won't even step on a scale at the combine? Do you really weigh like 185 pounds or something? So just the fact that I think he's a respectable number for the people that were so scared that he's this twig that's going to break because he runs and he doesn't slide, that's beefy enough to start an NFL career for me.
Yeah, it's respectable enough. The thing that I would worry about if I'm an NFL team and I'm thinking about taking Jayden Daniels, as electric and explosive and dynamic as he is that if he decided not to weigh in at the combine because he was furiously trying to put on weight ever since his Heisman Trophy ceremony, essentially, and he just got to 210, then where is he going to be by the middle of his rookie season? And it is hard for some of these guys when you're in the middle of the grind and it's stressful and it's hard to stay up on everything you're trying to stay up on while you're game planning, all of that. Does he end up back at 198 come November? And that would be a concern for me.
And on one hand, it doesn't bother me that he didn't run, because I've seen him run on a football field and split defenders and make plays and look like Lamar. But if it's what you're talking about, Phil, and he's like putting on 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever the number is, now I'd like to know, well, can you run at 210? If you were playing at 185, what do you run at 210? So there are some questions to, his build and his athleticism and whether that translates to the NFL because of the hits. That's the other thing. He takes a lot of hits, Phil. He's a guy that does take hits, and that there is a combination of concerns there, I guess.
Yeah, he did not participate, by the way, in any of the drills. He didn't do the bench press, the vertical.
I don't care.
And all
40,
those
you didn't run the 40.
He ran the 40-yard dash, the big one.
Is he fat? Oh, he's not fat. He's 210.
No,
but I mean, is he fat for him?
Is he fat for his frame?
Slower than he would normally be because he's carrying more weight than he normally gets. It's a concern.
Well, the Patriots should certainly have a good read on him. They sent 9 people, not 9. They say here 9
times.
9 times. They sent 9 people. I mean, that's just their due diligence, right? Like, that's what we want to see from the Patriots, right, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Why not? I get it. There's probably work to be done at home. But if you're Alex Van Pelt, if you're Ben McAdoo, Gerard Mayo, T.C. McCarthy, who's the quarterback's coach, why not be there and get as much information as you can? And you might take something away from how he moves around, but you just want to have eyeballs on him in terms of how he interacts with others. I did see a portion of this, and it seemed like he was almost a little over the top in terms of the love that he was showing for teammates. Hey, look what a great teammate I am. There were some questions about how much his teammates actually liked him at Arizona State before he transferred to LSU, or actually while he transferred to LSU. So maybe there was something going on there, and you just want to have as many people there as possible, take in as much information there as possible. You could be talking to LSU staffers. What is he like behind the scenes? What is he like day to day? All of that, Andy, to me, is a good thing. You should have as many people there as you need.
Yeah, especially in this day and age. I think Gerard joked at the owners' meetings, like, we have phones. Like, people can talk. We have laptops. You can do other work while you're on the road. And this is a massive decision. Like, you cannot emphasize enough how big a decision this is, not just the 3rd pick, but the 3rd pick on a quarterback, being ready. It's easy for us to say, just stay at 3 and take a quarterback. Whichever quarterback falls, just take him. That's not real world to them. This is is it real? Is it crazy to say it's $1 billion decision? You're going to pay this guy potentially, if he's the right guy, $500 million, and he's going to change the value of your franchise in the billions. This is a $1 billion decision. So everybody who has eyes and ears and opinions should be there, and we should also throw in, it's LSU. There's 2 first-round wide receivers. Like, there's other talent that you can pick up on. So, yeah, everybody should be there.
Yeah, it is a $1 billion and franchise-altering decision. J.J. McCarthy, meanwhile, continues to move up draft boards. His college coach, Jim Harbaugh, saying McCarthy's pro day was the best I've ever seen. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero saying the most popular answer for what Commanders do at number 2 is J.J. McCarthy. Meanwhile, Bucky Brooks has the Patriots selecting McCarthy with the number 3 pick in his latest mock draft. We want you guys out there to join this portion of the conversation by voting in our poll. If the Patriots stay at number 3, which quarterback do you want them to take? Jayden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, the leader in the clubhouse right now. You know what to do. Go to NBCSportsBoston.com/early edition or scan the QR code on your screen and vote. I voted for Drake May. I know the both of you probably did as well. We know you guys like Drake May, so we don't need to dwell on who you would pick there. But if they would take J.J. McCarthy, how'd that make you feel, Andy Hart?
Not good. I would not have a lot of confidence in that pick. I feel like the J.J. McCarthy thing, there's a little bit of a comp to me to Daniel Jones when the Giants took Daniel Jones at 6, where people liked him, but they didn't love him. And it's like, how good is he? And I know there's been a lot of Mac Jones comparisons coming off of, and not physically as much as situationally, in that you're on a really good team, surrounded by talent, pro style, things of that nature. You shouldn't be in the top conversation of quarterbacks, but you kind of are. And then there's the whole smokescreen angle, and I know more and more people, Daniel Jeremiah, it's not a smokescreen. But I'm sorry, it benefits Harbaugh to have J.J. McCarthy go in the top 5 picks in the draft, because then he can take Marvin Harrison Jr. and Justin Herbert, compare himself with arguably, I guess, the best the best wide receiver in the draft. So I still think there is an angle here for Harbaugh, and I think he's the kind of guy that would play that angle to win.
It would scare me a little bit because J.J. McCarthy, to me, not Mac Jones, not Daniel Jones. The comp to me is Alex Smith. And Alex Smith was not a bad player. Pretty good athlete, pretty accurate, just didn't wow you with any special trait necessarily. And so he has to be in a really good situation to get the most out of him. He was in a great situation in college. Unbelievable run game. That play action game gets going. It makes your life really easy. I think part of the reason, though, that he has shot up, and I do think the Patriots like him. There's a reason they've shown as much interest in him as they have. What scouts will tell you is watch him in critical situations. Watch him in 2-minute, watch him in the red zone, watch him at the ends of these games and close games at times. He seems to come through again and again and again. So the volume of stats, he has games where he's thrown 14 passes, 16 passes. It's nothing like what you see from most other college programs. But it's the critical throws. It's the key plays in the game that the scouts and the coaches now are watching that they're saying, you know, there's something more to this kid, and if he was somewhere else, you might have seen it.